It was just after sunrise in a quiet retirement neighborhood in Florida when Harold, a 72-year-old retired fireman, opened the back door to his garden. With a straw hat on his head and a pair of gloves in his hand, he admired the neat rows of vegetables he had grown with care. Tomatoes, kale, bell peppers, and eggplants thrived under the Florida sun. He took a deep breath of fresh morning air, feeling grateful for another day of life. But that morning, something fell off. His wife, Grace, had spent the night tossing and turning. Her stomach was bloated. She felt nauseous. "I think it's the dinner we had," she murmured weakly. Harold's mind instantly went to the stew they had made, full of vegetables from their garden. Later that day, they went to see Dr. Elaine Porter, a nutrition expert known locally and endorsed by Sherhung, the health mentor whose advice had helped countless seniors. Dr. Porter, a warm woman in her 60s, listened patiently. After a few questions, she nodded slowly. "Harold, Grace, it's the vegetables." Harold frowned, confused. "But we've been told vegetables are always good." "Not always," Dr. Porter said gently, "especially not for older adults. Some vegetables can be surprisingly harmful depending on your age, your medication, and your digestion. Let me tell you about 4 that seniors like you should never eat." The room fell silent. First, she began, is raw cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower. When raw, they're tough on digestion. They can cause gas, bloating, and thyroid issues. "Grace, your symptoms align perfectly. Cooking them helps, but even then, not everyone tolerates them well at this age." Harold's eyes widened. "We had raw coleslaw last night." Dr. Porter nodded. "That explains a lot." The second one is eggplant. It's part of the nightshade family. For some older adults, eggplant can trigger inflammation or worsen joint pain, especially for those with arthritis. Harold sank back in his chair. "My knees have been aching lately, and we've been eating eggplant every other day." Dr. Porter continued, "The third vegetable to avoid is canned spinach. It's loaded with sodium. Too much sodium raises blood pressure, and as you know, high blood pressure is already a concern for most seniors." Harold felt a chill down his spine. "We thought it was convenient." "Convenient," she said softly, "but risky. Lastly, be cautious with corn. It's starchy and can spike blood sugar levels. If you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, corn is not your friend." Grace gasped. "We've been having corn soup 3 times a week." "You're not alone," Dr. Porter reassured. "Many seniors unknowingly make these choices. But it's not about fear, it's about power. You have the power to change, to age well, to live stronger." As they sat in silence, the weight of realization slowly lifted. Dr. Porter leaned in with a smile. "Now, let me share 4 vegetables that will help you not just avoid harm, but truly thrive." The light returned to Harold's eyes. He leaned forward, eager. Grace nodded, her worry easing. "Let's begin with leafy greens, specifically kale and Swiss chard, but steamed or sautéed. These are packed with antioxidants, vitamins K, A, and C, and help support brain health and vision. They also reduce inflammation and improve circulation, which helps with mobility." Harold chuckled. "So I don't have to give up all my greens. Just be smarter about them." "Exactly," Dr. Porter smiled. "The second is carrots. Not just good for the eyes, but they're also great for your skin, your immune system, and they're low in calories. You can roast them, steam them, even add them to smoothies." Grace's eyes sparkled. "I love carrots." "Perfect," said Dr. Porter. "Third, beets. These help lower blood pressure, improve blood flow, and boost endurance. They're sweet but won't spike your sugar like corn." Harold nodded thoughtfully. "And the fourth?" Dr. Porter smiled. "The mighty bell pepper. Full of vitamin C, which boosts your immune system and keeps your skin young. Red and yellow ones are especially powerful. They're easy to digest, and full of antioxidants. The couple looked at each other, feeling wiser, stronger. Later that evening, Harold stood once again in the garden. He looked at the eggplants and the rows of cabbages with a mix of affection and caution. Grace came outside holding 2 baskets, one for keeping, one for giving away. "Let's share these with the neighbors," she said gently, "and start planting more of the good ones." As the sun dipped below the horizon, Harold whispered, "Sure hung, he was right. The right knowledge saves lives." From that day on, their meals changed. Steamed kale with garlic, roasted carrots with a drizzle of honey, beet salad with walnuts, bell pepper stir-fry. Not only did Grace's health improve, but Harold's joint pain faded. They had more energy, more joy. Word spread. Other neighbors came to ask about their diet. Grace, now a cheerful source of advice, smiled and said, "It all started when we learned which vegetables to love and which ones to leave behind." So, if you're over 60 or care for someone who is, remember this. Aging well isn't about giving up food. It's about choosing wisely. Because the same vegetables that helped you when you were young might not be your friends anymore. And the right ones? They'll walk with you into your 90s stronger than ever. Thanks to the wisdom of Dr. Porter and the timeless insight of Sure Hung, a community was changed. One meal at a time.